Thanks for using the program. I just want to address some of the questions that are going around and showed in the program itself. That's why I'm doing the video. Here's a match that we had not too long ago. Just over 100 wrestlers in the match. Usually I go with a skill level difference of 1. I figure a 3 against a 5 is going to be a quick match where the 5 just gets demoralized and the 3 doesn't really get anything on the match. So I think 2 skill level differences, for my personal opinion, I stay away from that. Grade level difference, I'm not so worried about that as much, as long as their skill level is close. I try to prevent 5th graders from going against 8th graders because there's a big physical difference there usually, but usually we go with that. Somebody had the recommendation of going with a high number of matches. That's what I usually do. I start off higher. So like in here we'll have 3 to 4, and you'll see as soon as I go to the next button, that will have scheduled 162 matches. Now we have 3 mats at our school, and we have a 2-hour window to get ours done, which is about 90 matches. So what I will do is I'll go back up to the top, click on the modify match configuration, and I will adjust this to get somewhat closer to what we need. So if I go 2 to 3, keep everything the same, click next again. Yep, I do need to regenerate, so I'll click the regenerate match, hit yes. That does lose any custom matches added. And if I scroll down, now I'm at 114. It's a lot closer to the 90, so it should work, especially since there will be some scratches that we want to take care of. Now, one thing with the scratches, I found out that it is not a live update. So if this match is created already and you, as a visiting coach, uncheck one of your wrestlers as inactive, it does not come through into the match that's already been created. So there is a requirement. Everybody should talk as soon as they get on the bus and know their scratches to call that home coach and give them their complete roster. Now there's 2 ways that you can deal with scratches. The first way is you click on that roster or that team and uncheck that wrestler. Now when you do that, you have to regenerate all the matches, which would delete any custom matches that you've added already. So that can be an issue if you've added a bunch of custom matches. The other way would be is if you are on the next screen and I know a wrestler is scratched. So if I, for example, I know this Levi Johnson here is scratched. What I usually can do is I'll actually hit Control on my keyboard and the F button. So hit Control and F at the same time, and it brings up this search box up here. If I start typing in Levi, it's going to give me every instance of that Levi. I can just hit enter and it's going to bring me to the next one. So I see now he is match 12. I could just go to the right, delete that match out, hit yes. Now see if I can find him again. So if I click back up there, gotta type it in again. Levi, that's Levi Schmidt. Levi Johnson right there. I see he has 2 matches. Could delete that match out again. And then if I search for Levi again, I will find his 3rd match and delete that match out. Now what that'll do is that'll place all his opponents that now got 1 less match back up in the unmatched wrestlers up here. You could have wrote those down individually just to make sure that you knew who that was and who you wanted to find matches for. But that would be another way to handle scratches without deleting your custom add matches. Now the last thing with custom add matches, if you add a custom match, like we will add these 2 against each other, it adds it to the very end of the matches. So it just adds it right to the end. Now if you happen to add a bunch for the same wrestler, it puts them right next to each other, which is a problem. To move those matches, just click on the match you want to move and hold it with your mouse, and you can drag it up and move it wherever you need to be. Now the way that I always check to see if all the matches are good is I click on the top right, I go to wrestler matches, click on that button, and I look down the list. I will go down this list and say, okay, is anybody too close together? Because I didn't add too many custom matches, nobody in here is going to be really close together except for maybe the 1 match that I added. But what I do is I double check this. Now that's the last thing I wanted to go over. There's a few updates that we're planning on doing. One is on this wrestler matches report, if matches are too close together, we're looking at a way that it would get highlighted so you don't actually have to search through the whole list. You can just see which ones are too close and be able to adjust. And the second update that one of the future updates that we're doing is mat assignments. I know some of you don't have announcers or it's hard to find an announcer. So we're working in that process right now of being able to assign mats, and then also to keep wrestlers on the same mat the entire night. So if you have a Tony, for example, he will always wrestle on mat 1 instead of switching between mats 2 and 3. So those are the updates we're looking at. If you have any more suggestions or any other issues, just email me at info@matchbyskill.com or give me a call, 920-371-2101.